Welcome back to Broads League Heroes! With triple the heroes, we're on Bastion of the Conclave. What a name! And let me introduce you to our teams. GEMC is the clan. No idea what it means. Generally, eclectic, masterful, crazies. Could have done better than that. Archer Mage. Going with the double pylon opener. Also from the same clan. Oh, I'm starting to see a trend. Alien. Archer Mage, Alien, and Cyclops. Cyclops' less committed cousin. So obviously coordinating. On the other side, the blue team, it's Leibniz. Sea Dogs. And Cookie. Cookie with the rocks into gas. The double depot. We have APMs in the dozens. Players being very efficient here. Some hot probe on probe action. Except they're in the Zerg base. A third depot from Sea Dogs as he continues his mission to spread it all along. Alien making sure the front is walled off for his teammates as they want to expand. A forge is the choice from Leibniz. His probe is in the base, but where did it go? It's trapped up against the corner trying to duel. And the duel does not go well. There are 3 forges in production, which there are 3 Protosses, so we're 3 for 3 on that. It looks like no one is going to really have the ability to cannon rush, though. I say for now, as we get the cannons already up. So some very creative builds coming from all our players here so far. The perimeter cannon's always very important. We've got Sea Dogs. Eventually he will complete the sea wall, so the Sea Dogs can be trapped in forever. And I'm not sure where I'm going with that. Alien with the expand. Cyclops as well. The red team, I assume they're coordinating in some way. They're in the same clan. They're on the same team. So I assume there is some form of cooperation or communication. That might be a bit much to ask. I do not assume the same of the blue team, but it seems they are all on board with the more defensive, supply-oriented strategies. So this seems like, well, usually in 1v1 it's rare where we have a confrontation at the lower levels too early on, but add in 3 times as many players and the stress level is just so high. Sea Dogs decides the best place to expand to his second base is indeed this base on the left side of the map. Cyclops is building up his Zergling count. He's got Zergling speed on the way. So the red team and the blue teams are both building their way up. It does seem like we're going to be in a build-up phase here, a build-up turn. No rush. I don't know however many minutes. I'm going to go ahead and guess 10. Is that... Whose probe is it anyways? Okay. Everybody knows it's far too scary to expand directly in front of your base. It's so obvious. Why would you expand to such an obvious location like down your ramp when you could expand to a random corner? Or even a not-so-random and not even a corner? I want to talk to you about Bastion of the Conclave. I feel like not enough professional casters have really broken down Bastion of the Conclave for the incredible, impeccable, just iconic map it is. Bastion of the Conclave has the double island on both sides. And Bastion of the Conclave has 4 total island bases. And this can create a very interesting meta, depending on how quickly players scout Bastion of the Conclave's island bases. My personal favorite strategy is to lift my SCVs on Bastion of the Conclave over to the island bases on Bastion of the Conclave. Alright? It's not that I just like saying Bastion of the Conclave. it's a very legitimate strategy here on Bastion of the Conclave. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. Because no one else wants to hear about Bastion of the Conclave here on Bastion of the Conclave. Anyone else think it looks like a dick down the horizontal middle of the map? Cannot unsee. I'm glad we all see what we want to see in the world. As we work our way up. These aliens' SCVs are being continually trapped in a prison of their own design. He could escape. He's locked them in with a depot. Oh, no. And he's got double armory. He's not researching any armory upgrades, but they're trapped. And for how long will he realize? He's trying to get out, but it's a futile endeavor. He could lift the starport. He could lower the depot. Freedom! And he lets them go. It does look like the red team is putting together an attack. They are evenly split by the races, by the way. One Protoss, one Terran, one Zerg. On the other side, we got 2 Toss and 1 Terran. I don't know what's happening here with the units. There's some mediocre cartography, as the Terran army decides it's going home, whereas Archer Mage's army is going forward. Anyways, the cannons actually having a serious effect. The cannons are enough to drive away both the Zealots and the Stalkers with their incredible intimidation, despite not being able to actually hit the Stalkers. The Stalkers, in solidarity with their friend Zealots, will decide to retreat. And, of course, this is a 3v3, which means at some point someone has to go mass carriers. And it looks like Cookie will be working his way there. He's going to be long-distance mining from his natural gas. Unfortunately, there's no nexus there, but that has never stopped him before. And we have our very first island base here on Bastion of the Conclave. And guess what? That's not the first island base. This is, as Alien has already worked his way over to the bottom left. And we start to mine. Still no serious aggression besides attacking rocks like an angry geologist. There are battle cruisers and carriers. On the other side, though, for the red team, a lot of creep tumors. Now, unfortunately, this is not co-op, which means Archer Mage is going to be unable to build on the slime of Cyclock. And that could create some domestic strife. We've got Storm, +1 air weapons. We've still only seen a single-digit number of resources lost. As we work our way up, the islands have been taken. The entire map is under Empire control. There is a gold base. This could be the decider. That is the one base that is not symmetrical. Not that I think they're spending their money efficiently. We've got... Everybody is very angry at the rocks, and they are pinging it furiously as they try to go through the center bastion of the Conclave. Scan. Another scan. Do we have the counter scan? I don't want to break immersion, but I want to check. Because one of the most important things is the counter scan. Because the beauty of Bronze League Heroes is when Terran players remember that they have the scan ability. So the first scan comes from... We need to check. The first scan comes from... Oh, it's going to be from Alien. And he'll scan again. The Vendaya scan, even. And he'll make sure he has coverage on that fusion core. But, Sea Dogs, will you respond? Another scan. That one also from Alien. But Sea Dogs, do you have what it takes? He's building 2 battle cruisers. He's getting weapon refit for Yamato cannon. He's contracting an SCV for 4 missile turrets. And he scans back, not to be outdone. And another one. Another. Oh, beautiful scan placement. He sees the whole army. The scan volleys begin. The war has begun. The Cold War, the intelligence gathering. All right, no shots were fired. But the intelligence war is where it is. And everybody knows when you're getting battlecruisers, how do you back it up? High-capacity fuel tanks. Unfortunately, not for the battlecruisers. Good thought. They're for the duration of the medevac's afterburners. But the idea is there, and that's what's important. Alright. The players continue. Building armor is on the way for Sea Dogs as well. Still, 10 minutes in, essentially no aggression. Some basic skirmishes, some border wars, but we've all swept it under the rug. But a storm is brewing. Eventually, at some point, these players, I assume, will attack one another. Maybe each other on their same teams, depending on the level of domestic strife. But in ping, and how many people are fucking spamming pings the whole goddamn game? You know how it is. A scan from Alien. Do we have a counter scan from Sea Dogs? I don't know, but it is his base. I don't know who's scanning who now. It's hard to tell. Was that Sea Dogs? I really can't. It's very hard to tell. More pings. Some Zerglings out of Cyclock for aggression. There are Marines ready. He goes up the ramp. The first engagement. The first shots of the Brood War. And the Marines will come out on top thinking maybe the Zerg aren't such a big deal. But will history repeat itself? We've got building armor finishing. The players continue to build up that light aggression. Leibniz and Sea Dogs have 5 battlecruisers from Sea Dogs. He knows what he wants. Almost no one going for upgrades. We do have little spoken of Archer Mage, not Archer Mage, Alien. Oh, I spoke of him a bit. He's the only one really going for those upgrades, as he has 2-2, 2-1, a little bit of everything really here. And also both island bases. The Zerglings finding some opportunities. The SCVs being ripped to shreds, but the battlecruisers respond in kind. Maybe a bit of a disproportional response, but a response nonetheless. The Hydras coming up, but the battlecruisers are too much. The jump in. The Hydras finding some Marines. The Zerglings as well. The blue team will respond. More pings. Not sure what we're pinging. Slowly, the carrier count is built up on both sides. Unfortunately, I don't think they can take that Colossus, rather. The gold base has been taken. Still, a brief confrontation, but the 4 Marine hit squad coming in. Alien, beautiful stim. Gonna try to snipe his way around that SCV. Never will know what hit it. Immediately taken out. Unfortunately, every single Marine will die in that process. More paste. Oh my god. Shadow Stride for the DT Blink. I feel like Archer Mage has an interesting pylon setup. A medevac died. I think from a Yamato cannon. I'm not sure. Well, a medevac died. That's all I know. He's lifting. Where are you going? Was there an agreement made? Whose Nexus is that? There was apparently negotiations for this trade agreement were made between these allies. And it was agreed that he would lift his command center in return for Archer Mage being able to build a Nexus. And he would protect that Nexus. So, thankfully, strength and unity. That's what happened. He lifted it, right? He got first mineral rights, but then he passed them down to his ally. There is an observer on all this. Still, no real consequential engagement. What is this? Carriers have arrived. And the Broodlord's caught very unawares. That's a lot of carriers. How many carriers? 10 carriers. With 2/2 upgrades. Fungals on the interceptors. Not gonna stop them. But the carrier's very scared. We'll retreat. We'll go forward. It's hard to tell. Blinding Cloud doesn't work on air units. Cyclops might not know that. He didn't read the entire intelligence briefing. Some turrets in the middle of the map. The medevac will heal the Viper. Good to see cooperation. That's a lot of Vikings, actually. Almost a Scandinavia of Vikings as he goes in for the carriers. The target is there. I feel like one of these players is actually controlling everyone. Maybe. Because you can share control in team games. It sometimes leads to intense regret, but I don't know if that's what's happening. It looks like that's not what is happening now. But the Overlords, unfortunately, innocent bystanders slaughtered. More scans. The intelligence war continues. This Cold War has gone a little hot. But we're not quite there yet. Unfortunately, I say this. I say this only because of how dramatic it will be if I'm wrong. But I feel like there will be one fight. In games like this, I feel like one fight usually just decides everything. And the rest of the game is the other team just desperately trying and failing to respond. But both sides have a massive economy. They got money in the bank to an extent. So one fight might not decide. In fact, Sea Dogs has gone on an expedition to find new resources. And he's found them, which is good. Burrow on the way. But we're still waiting. More scans. I'm not sure who's scanning who. I honestly have no idea. And it scan. It's an automatic checkout. Scans. If only every time I want my scans. A Venn dia scan. A ping. All right, both sides unleashing volleys. Cyclops has 10,000 minerals. He does, but not that much gas. As the war continues, neither side willing to commit. Cookie. Cook! Cookie will take another Nexus. I feel like summarizing this game quite well so far. You're on Bastion of the Conclave. Scans. I just zoom out. Okay. They scan the carriers and battlecruisers. The fleet! The combined forces of the Pro-Terran Alliance! The Protoss feel like they got gypped on marketing rights, but not caring that much. But the Pro-Terran Alliance! Oh, another scan. He sees him. But the Vikings coming in to contest! And he'll successfully retreat for now. But wait, he's trying to bait. Is the bait masterful enough? A fungal! Slows him down. We have another one. Still, the Vikings doing a great job. He's got 3-3 on the Vikings. Upgrades across the board. The carriers, the battlecruisers, the void raids, the fleet. The carriers coming in, always a threat. 3-3 carriers with +1 shields and graviton catapult to whip out those interceptors. Okay. I don't know. I don't know who's scanning who anymore. Okay, they see the army. We're still waiting, like, still no decisive engagement. Oh. What? Oh. Okay. Alien. Continues. Finding an opportunity. Will the battlecruisers respond? Sea Dogs, he has Yamato cannon. Tactical jump is, of course, ready. But how will he use it? The TPM is high. Jesus Christ. Pings. There is a 20-minute Oracle harass. Leibniz has brought 2 probes, and he's moving on with his life. I'm not entirely sure why there's a warp prism with 2 probes here, but there's a warp prism with 2 probes. Meanwhile, the Oracle going to work. The Viking is moving to intercept the 19 carriers. We're looking to deal with that Oracle. The red team's starting to make big moves, but they're almost maxed out. The blue team, none of them maxed out. The red team slowly grinding their way towards a technical knockout, but they still don't have the carriers. There are 20 carriers with 3 upgrades. There is no scenario where that is not terrifying. And he's building more. I think he lost some probes, so he's building more. We're gonna mine out this map before we fight, but when we do, it will be devastating. Scans. Scan, scan, scans. Counter scan. More scans? Who's even scanning? I don't... Okay. Sees the... Oh, but the Vikings didn't get the volley off, and the carriers unleashed their interceptors to devastating effect. That means Alien will have to rebuild. +3 mech armor and high-sec auto tracking. Well, that Nexus is dead. And then some. The Storms, not sure that's who you wanted to storm. Carriers coming in from an unfortunate angle. The Storm's on the carriers, but the carriers can survive it. Not a bunch of them, but the carrier's still hitting. Hit by the Storm, and the Storm's killing. He yanks one in, but the jump from the back, and here comes the cavalry. The Vikings at the back. Is there enough to deal with the capital ships? The battle cruisers, just as the carriers were forced to retreat, the battle cruisers jump into action. The Fungals on the other side will hold the battle cruisers in place. They are very slow when Fungled. But wait, was it too ambitious? He's not attacking. If he was just attacking, he might be able to win. He jumped in as a matter of principle, but he can't jump out. What a battle. And there are 3 Hellbats. Their battle cruisers mostly survive some Tempest on the field. And it's unclear. The red team still has a supply-ish lead, but most of the carriers lived. He still has 19. He's gonna go up to 22. I know it's nearly impossible to tell who's winning because of the quality and value and the micro potential of the units, or lack of. The Hydra's coming up. The Nexus will die. The Void Rays will respond. The carriers are on call. And, oh, the interceptors are unleashed, which means Hydras will die. The carriers on the chase. The interceptors continue to harass them on the retreat. Cyclock has 15,000 minerals and 3,000 gas in the bank. But will he ever have the critical mass with his teammates to beat the death ball? The Golden Armadas and the Terran fleets. Oh my god, that is so many carriers. He has 100. Oh my. Is my commentary. The carriers, though, not on a move. The Hydras, neither. And suddenly, the interceptor count getting out of hand. The boys! The boys are pulled! There's no more minerals to mine! So the boys will be pulled to an ultimate death! The boys will SCP rushing the command center! They will get some kills! The carriers working their way forward! Is there enough? Where are the parasitic bombs? The turret takes out a carrier. The Vikings looking to target fire. The A move isn't there. The carriers, the Blake Stalkers, the Golden Armada must stand on its own. Will the Terran fleet answer? He needs reinforcements. Where is the cavalry? Where are the battle cruisers? The Void Rays come up, but where are the battle cruisers? The battle cruisers are required to turn the tides. The Fungals, he's chipping through. Actually, the carriers are surviving for now, but where are the battle cruisers? The question everyone is answering. Asking. The beacons are lit, but will the Terran answer? Where are the battle cruisers, really, though? Like, I don't... He has 13 battle cruisers. Oh, hello. I don't... Well, the carriers are winning. Cyclops has spent his entire bank. The carrier count is dipping, but the reinforcements aren't there. He's down to 9 carriers, single digits, single-digit Vikings. This is the if there were ever a time. If there were ever a time to answer the call for the Terran army, the Terran fleet. He's holding. The fleet is holding. There's almost no minerals and gas left. Scans across the board. The red team's scrambling to put together a defense. They've been... there are hundreds of thousands. Wait, that's not accurate. At least 100,000 resources lost. There's not that many resources on team game maps. But the carriers have been whittled down. Alien has enough money to rebuild a Viking fleet. It's gonna come down to the fleet. The battle cruisers. With 1-2 upgrades but Yamato cannon, it comes down to Sea Dogs. I'm confident that's where this game will end. For better or worse. Do the battle cruisers make the difference or not? Scans working through. The Vikings harassing the carriers. They will respond. The fleet jumps! Is this the moment? The Vikings, he reinforces. That's a lot of stalkers. He reinforces. Doesn't jump on top of the army. But the stalkers, the storms hitting everything! Both sides! The battle cruisers are running away. Once again, the Terrans being very, cowardly. I have to say it. He will retreat. He was there just to show like he was gonna show up to the party, but then he went home again. The battle continues here on Bastion of the Conclave. Cyclops is literally and figuratively out of gas. He's making 18 Zerglings. He has 12,000 minerals, but no gas. The only gas on the map really is over here in the corner. This is nearly mined out. A couple hundred left. Same here. Well, actually, okay, 2,000 left. That's actually a lot. Same here. Okay, I take it back. We're not out of gas, but it could come down to these two gas. The minerals are gone. But there's still gas geysers. Those don't disappear. But who knows how this will end. I don't know if now is the time for Zergling harass. There's actually 3,000 gas here. This is apparently where we are now. What is this? That is a tank drop. Is now the time for a tank drop? Since there is never a time, really, for a single tank drop, now is the greatest time for a tank drop. Scans across... I don't even know who's scanning who. Both sides scanning one another. Once again, continuing the scan war. The tank drop gonna turn the... There's a nuclear missile! We're going nuclear! Alien deciding, I'm running out of resources. What can I do? I'm desperate. What is there left to be done? The pings. Nukes in production. is that it can't end like that. It can't be like that. Scans. Which is a recall. He recalled the carriers. From where? The tank drop is coming in. The tank drop is going out. You can't explain that. Scans across the board. Alien will try to claim the gas geysers. Will that make the difference? We have no idea. Burrow is done, the Infestors and the Vikings. Nobody is maxed out. Nobody's even close. Leibniz is broke. Cookie is close. Archer Mage as well. Alien has money and Cyclock has minerals. Sea Dogs has minerals and gas as well. So we're not mined out. We're not broke yet. But we're getting close. 30 minutes in and we still have yet to mine out Bastion of the Conclave. Oh yeah, I forgot that they took these bases so late. There are still minerals and gas. I neglected to mention that. 3 orbital commands. Make that 4 on the island.
Now I have your attention.
22 double ducks.
The probes, at this point, what is the point of probes? Oh, the carrier's going to work. The tank drop obliterated, and with it, all morale. Down goes the orbital. That's a lot of... How many Vikings does he have? 55! 55 Vikings! The fungals come in, but is the target fire there? The Vikings need to micro. All the infestors are dead. They weren't able to reburrow in time. The Vikings one-shotting carriers. Where is the fleet? Where is the fleet? And would it matter is another question. What? Cookie just leaves? Demoralized. The fleet was called, but was not answering. Cookie with his carriers, but his teammates fight on. The Vikings will harass their way forward. Yeah, indeed. That is just how the cookie crumbles. Sea Dogs, a nuclear missile being launched. And taking out a carrier with it. But wait, where's the fleet? Where is the fleet? Where is the fleet? Here is the fleet! He's even got some unupgraded Marines underneath. But the Vikings doing so much. Will he use Yamato Cannon for the first time in his career? Looks like he tried. He is. Unfortunately, the storm's blowing away the battle cruisers. They're holding on for now, but how much longer? There's a ground army. Wait, does the ground army actually change things? The Tempests are being taken out by the Vikings. The Vikings still in the air. Everything on the deck will be cleaned up. Leibniz, he still has an army. He got the money from Cookie after he left the game. He got his resources. Sea Dogs also has a ghost, but now it's gone. And somehow, we are still not done. The ground army, a bunch of Zerglings coming in. What upgrades do they have? They have no upgrades but +1 Carapace and Adrenal Glands. So they are kind of pushovers compared to the... Well, I guess he just has +3 shields. So, okay. The Zealots are coming in. We're back to minerals. The war has dragged on so long and exhausted so many resources that we can't afford Vespine gas anymore. Even minerals are at a premium. So it's Sea Dogs and Leibniz left to fight it out against Archer Mage, Alien, and Cyclock. And we're not done. We're not done! And Cookie's battle cruisers will continue. Cookie didn't have the will to fight, but his forces are under the command of his willing teammates. And they will move forward. The ground armies, the probes! Not so good against carriers, rather. More nukes on the way. 34 minutes. Devastation across the board. The probes will fight the Zealots to negligible success. The Zerglings come up. The carriers behind. It is still unclear as to who will win this game. There's 2 nuclear missiles. Nukes for both sides. One nuke has already been launched. The carriers are working through. There's still Alien built turrets in the main of Alien. Wait, I mean of his teammate, Archer Mage. I take it back. I don't think either of them is building... Oh, they're rebuilding interceptors. Okay, they have the money. The Vikings are working through them. They're in pursuit. And the carriers are empty. At least a lot of them are. One of Cookie's carriers will go down. Leibniz will try to ward them away. He will successfully. Scans continue. We're still mining. This is happening. More scans. More on the chase. Oh, another carrier taken out. And another one. The Vikings doing a great job throughout this match. My carrier's doing their best. He has a ghost. And microing that ghost means he's not microing his Vikings. Way the cookie crumbles. A lot of Zerglings. Does he go for the nuke? There are ghosts on both sides! Wait! No, wait! Sea Dogs is nuking! That's Sea Dog! He cancels it! Alright, so a bit of a misfire, but you're not putting that thing back in the silo. You have to rebuild another one. And wait, whose turn? Alien throws out the EMP. There are Thors are here! Apparently. Neither side still has a decisive game-winning advantage. Scan still. More battle cruisers. The battle cruisers now have 3-2 upgrades the nuke on the high ground. Finally, a nuke in a reasonable location. Pings across the board. Those are Cookie's probes, but his teammates are getting the income. Down go the probes! The nuke hits, but the Void Ray is going to work on the Thors. The Thors, what upgrades do they have? +3/+3, that's pretty good. What upgrades do these have? +1, +0. Yeah, he did not upgrade very much. So he's kind of regretting that now. The red team is consolidating their advantage. It's gonna take... there's almost no minerals left. There's a handful here. There's still some at the natural. Well, what one we'll call. But the blue team is running out of supply. Whereas the red team it doesn't have money. They've worked through it. It's gonna take a miracle. The Vikings move in. Those Void Rays don't have a chance. The Vendaya scan once again. The battle cruisers. Do they have an opportunity? Does he jump? There's a war prism that unloaded probes here. The refugee probes. Oh wait. The Vikings. Does he have Yamato cannons? Some of the leftover carriers from Cookie helping out. More scans? It's not like he can drop mules on no minerals. It's gonna take a miracle for the blue team. It really is. We're speeding for... We'll see. He's still building Void Rays. I mean... The ground army is still there. Leibniz has built a ground army of some sort. The Zerglings are coming through. There's still plenty of cannons going to work, despite the lack of any sort of mining. The Zerglings looking for an opportunity, not finding it. The tank has 23 kills throughout all of this. The Ghost, it has Cloak, but doesn't choose to put it on. The tank now at 25 kills. 28. $40 minutes. And it still continues long distance fighting with mules. It's happening. It's a long time ago. You should have worried about the island. The island is drained. It's gone. Don't be pinging the island at the 40-minute mark. Like, that's gonna be a viable strategy. More scan. I can't. I'm getting scan shock over here. PTSD, post-traumatic scan disorder. Both sides have it. There's a probe in there. And that, oh, it doesn't end. When will it end? The rocks are finally taken down. One of the final stop! Ah! Oh my god. Are we out of minerals? Almost everyone is out of gas. He didn't cloak it. He didn't cloak the ghost. Almost everyone is out of gas. Does he have cloak? Yeah, he did not research cloak, so never mind. 42 minutes. The red team, careful with their resources. I don't even know. Doesn't matter anymore. More pings. Not everyone being very, very careful. You can mine with... Okay, anyways. Stop it. We're just gonna do the units tab. The units tab is what matters. Okay. This is happening. This is a thing that's happening. Oh my god. Nope. Nope. Put it back in the silo. That's... He just started nuke. Stop it. Oh my god. The Vikings looking for an opportunity. Just blasting the Void Rays apart. So many. Imagine a storm. Imagine a nuke!
Glad you still enjoy.
Almost unfathomable. Both sides have retreated within themselves and refuse to engage wholeheartedly. Scans across the board, pings across the board. More scans. Jesus. More pings. Cyclock is at 0 minerals and 0 gas. Sea Dogs has 0 minerals. Almost everyone but Alien is broke. Archer Mage is broke. Probably because Alien is mining minerals from downtown. Hey, you all want to draw? There's no way either of us could win by pushing, says Cyclock. Very tactfully. Very smart tactical move to try to draw your opponents out. What a smart... It worked! It worked! The masterful baits! Cyclock no longer with the resources to fight. Will use his words as his weapon. He has infantry, but they have 0/0, no stim, and no combat shield, but that doesn't matter. What is there to defend? The charge lots start. They're a little bit early. But is there enough anti-air to deal with the Vikings? They stutter back. They stutter back. They're still working their way there. Yeah, there's no response. The nuke could be launched. Will he launch? The probes come to fight! In one of the few scenarios where they could actually potentially be useful. Alien with the mass Viking fleet! Continuing. Oh, a bit. Oh no, he's too close! He's too close! The Stalker's doing some damage. The Viking count down to 24. Still 6 battlecruisers. They're severing 7 carriers out of Cookie. Now, Cookie left the game a while ago, but his teammates have taken control of his Golden Armada. He's working his way forward. The Vikings can't beat the ground army on their own. Can't win by pushing, he said. I'm barely keeping control of the camera. The Vikings trying to retreat to the turrets. The drones are off the line. Not a good sign for the red team. The carrier's still carrying from the grave. There's still a nuke and a ghost. Where is the ghost? No, why would you go there? Like, he needs to nuke the army. He needs to nuke the army. That is the one hope. The red team, actually, it's just the Vikings. He's gonna go ahead and nuke. That scan! Is it still there? The Vikings going over. I don't know. A Yamato tries to come out. Doesn't happen. Did it go off? We continue. Alien still has money. Oh, he's fine. He might get a carrier. He gets a carrier. His Viking micro is the only thing keeping us in this game. And I say us, yes. He can repair. He drops the mules. Maybe he didn't know why. Why do any of us do anything? It's a real question right now. In that 50-minute. More mules. Another ghost. The blue team has retreated. Why? Blank is on the way for Leibniz with some of his last gas. Still, 16 Vikings. There are 5 carriers and 4 battle cruisers. The scans across the board. I don't know anymore. We'll just... The drones, part of the fighting unit. They're... What? Why are you killing your teammates' drones? Archer Mage getting stir crazy, starts killing Cyclops drones. Is that a ghost I hear? I do. Oh, is this it? Is this it? He has a nuke. The nuke is ready. The scans. It needs a miracle. The Vikings looking for their opportunity. The capital ships. That's still a lot of charge lots that have upgrades. Oh, but the Vikings from the back! The interceptors unleashed will do some damage, will do good damage. The rest of the army's on the way. The ghost puts its cloak on. It's gonna nuke. Or is it? Nobody knows. He's macroing the Vikings. The charge lot's on the other side. The nuke is launched to the most important location. Unfortunately, that means the Vikings. He lost track of them for a second. More Vikings will fall. He's gonna drop the nuke. It will kill several cannons, hurt a siege tank, kill a couple probes. Not sure that's gonna make the difference in the war effort. The Vikings. Oh my God, he's down to 4, and he's running out of money. There's one more nuclear missile. He's almost out of energy. He can't launch the nuke without being spotted. Does he realize his cloak is almost gone? The answer, doesn't matter. Now, did they realize it was a nuke? This is the big one. This is the big one. And it does nothing. I don't know if it killed a single unit, but the army is there. The drone's ready to fight! Where is the anti-air? The anti-air is 2 Thors and 4 Vikings against 4 battlecruisers and 4 carriers. Alien, what is he producing? Nothing. He's not building anything. Alien, he's building 2 nukes! The desperation move. I mean, if they land, that is the most Hail Mary. He needs a Hail Mary and a 2-point conversion right now. That's... The nukes aren't done yet, but there is no detection. Oh, the ground army. There's a dream. There's a tiny dream. A tiny whisper of a dream. And there's only one ghost, and it's out of energy. So that's a whisper. A wisp, even, of a dream. Alien still has minerals. He's running out of gas. It's just... The ground army is gone! We're at 54 minutes! He jumps! Where the hell? Back home! To the shipyards. Now, the technical way to kill someone in StarCraft 2 is to kill all their buildings. This is still true. The Ventria scan coming out for team games, where you must kill all of the building. Another one! We continue. The Zealots looking for harass opportunities. Not finding it. Just... I thought we would go 20 seconds without a scan. Oh, the Hail Marys. Okay. He throws the nuke, he cancels it, but that does not mean it goes right back in the silo. Only a nuke will stop this army. A direct hit on top of the battlecruisers and carriers doesn't even kill them, but it gets them to the point where they might be taken out, including the interceptors. He needs the Hail Mary. Where is the ghost? Here it comes. It needs... This has to be our hero. That's it. There is no hope but this ghost. There's no gas left for Alien. Even Yamato cannons being used. This ghost must win the game. There are 2 nukes. He must win. The nuke launches. And is it the opportunity he was looking for? Oh my god. The capital ships. Not quite. And instead, so close. But the desperation of defeat. There's one more nuke. And that's it. He's building another nuke. He can't even build a ghost again. He has no gas. No one has any gas. It's it. That's it. Only the nuke and nukes and this ghost remain. It's still cloaked, though. It's running out of energy. He's going to have 2 nukes, 2 Thors. He can't even repair. He's running out of gas to repair. It has to launch. But the ghost, if the ghost dies, it's over. The nuke. The nuke. Oh my god. The dream dies! He cancels a nuke. He canceled the nuke, but he still doesn't have enough gas for a go. Oh no. And this game may end not with... There's a probe in production for Archer Mage. Is that really what you want to build? Not with a bang, but with a whimper. Much like... as the ghosts say. There's just nothing left. Jesus Christ, boys! Well played! Not even mad you turtled. The only game I played that wasn't shitty, says Alien, missing every nuclear missile, was Direct Strike. Oh, this was essentially Direct Strike, but the GMC, and that's it! That's the match! That happened! The Bastion of the Conclave may never see such an epic battle once again. And doesn't need to. That was, That was something. One hour and 6 minutes.
Good. Now I have your attention.
Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you like torturing yourself, and tell other people how to torture themselves as well.